So many, 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 many cycles later, what I figured was going to happen happened. We ran out of phosphorite because I haven't been able to get enough ethanol out of these guys to keep a few of these plants alive. Probably ranch mammoths. Just not happening. So I figured, well, I'm making ethanol. I'll just chill it. Okay. So our normal cooling options. Water gets down to 0. Polluted water gets down to -20. But trying to run this thing. Shut up. Trying to run this thing because it gets rid of 14 degrees. The moment your stuff gets above or below 6 degrees, you can't risk cooling it because it has cracked the pipes. I tried with a couple things. Can't get polluted water cold enough. Mercury transfers temperature like nobody's business. Mercury through an aqua tuner is a goddamn waste of time. It's worth a try. It immediately mercury in the pipe and the mercury in the tank hit the same temperature very quickly, and then something else comes along and screws it all up because it's got absolutely terrible whatever one of the qualities is. I think it's the mercury, please. It has great thermal conductivity, absolutely terrible capacity. So, hot stuff coming in, heats it up faster than I can cool it off. The only other option in the base game you have access, like at this point, because I still haven't made it off planet yet, would be petroleum and crude oil, both of which also have pretty terrible qualities in terms of cooling. They're great for high temp stuff because they lose heat fast. Not so good for cooling stuff off. So, what it did, took a while. We have 300 kilos of nectar because way up here I just kept building pipes and building pipes, and I should probably build even more pipes. I should probably clean that off. Now, I didn't. It's like, wait a minute, I really should be using this for prepping to cool stuff. I didn't. Everyone has comfy beds. We've got the +3 morale, which has helped a lot. Except now, he's got this wood heater here, so it would come through if they get wet. This gets rid of their soggy feet, soggy toes. It's also heating everything up. This is not cold enough. I don't really know. I'm running 2 water vents. This one and the cold one. Cold one, barely using. This one, ditto. That's proper spot I'm going. Issue there is that insulated pipe still loses some amount of heat. It's at 50 and I can't pipe it out. I can pipe it into a gas reservoir. We're going to slowly heat up the atmosphere docks. The reservoir itself is going to heat up. We're just going to heat up the ambient environment. Can't have that happen. That needs cooling. But the ethanol needs cooling first. So let's go back to sending nectar to being made into plastic. Let's see how fast. So nectar freezes at 82. Minus 14 is 68. So if I set you to minus 60, you minus... It's minus 60 the option here? It's ethanol freeze at. Ethanol! Oh, it's not going to freeze to 114. Not an issue. Let's get that going. I will say, ooh, wow, that's going up fast. Trying to run Mercury through here, it barely increased in temperature because of how... Man, what the hell happened there? Did I have... I bet I had... I bet I had one thing of polluted water. One dot of polluted water in there. The fun thing is going to be if this gets cold enough. Oh, that temperature fly. If this gets cold enough, will it freeze all this liquid mercury? Liquid mercury freezes at what? Not the pipe, the mercury, please. Minus 38. Is this going to freeze the liquid mercury? We're going to find it real fast, too. Because how fast this is going. Right, okay, it's got to cool off. It came in at minus 20. It was coming at the ambient temperature above. So it was coming in nice and cold. What's overheating this time? A door. Don't care. 30 that. It's going to take a while to get there. Oh. Where did that come from? Excuse me. Get rid of this bubble. It's unsightly. Now, there's granted the Nectar's got a lot of... The Nectar's fighting against... the Nectar's fighting. 10 kilos of Nectar is fighting against 1,000 kilos of Mercury. The Nectar's winning, which is the funny part. Well, see what happens. Unplug this, just in case this doesn't go as planned. We have a whole bunch of ethanol. Plus 70. Oh, no, ethanol's got absolutely terrible thermal quality. Oh, wow, look at that. Nectar's coming in at 43, coming out at 30. I think the Nectar's... I think we're winning that battle. Send this up. See how long it works for. It's coming up. It should be going to... potentially here. I threw some up here just to see what happened. The problem is that this guy only wants 15 kilos per, so there's a lot of kilos of that. We're going to see how far they go. But this guy is going to... This tile is going to pick up the same heat as this is giving it. So it's nice and cold. Now we're just fighting our way through the warm ethanol. Let's do this. A 5. Give me radiant pipes. Don't go too far. But radiant pipes, that should also help keep things cold. So pike apple stifle at minus 14. This guy is seeing minus 14. So we want to keep aim for about a minus 30. So doing quite nicely. Minus 28. Well, we're warming up. We probably had a whole bunch warm up real fast. There's a whole bunch went through the pipe at once when we opened those 5 tiles up. But now, because it's only going We're getting so little. You can tell we're stealing heat from the environment, though. It's a sedimentary rock, that's why. Well, where's it picking up heat from? Oh. That's gotta be because we opened those 5 up. Body temperature, what's your problem? 28, let me guess, you have a bunch of slightly warm ethanol in you. Okay, well, we'll solve that problem. Gimme 2 more. We got a whole bunch of warm in quotation marks. We solved it yet? Minus 12. So 11. Now we're 14. Better cool the whole tile off and the plant as well. Ethanol is still running a little warm. But as long as one of these is running, it should... Oh, come on. You're cold enough. Quit complaining. And now no motion. Arrgh, grumble, 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 grumble. We're at minus 40 down there. This would be doing great if you actually chose to participate. $17 was... Yeah, it's that gob of stuff at the... It's that chunk of warm stuff pushing through the pipes. Screw it, full bore. See what happens. Is the seed warm or something? What's going on here? Now you're going down. That's what I want to see. Six, yep. So we just have to cool these off. Because the stuff inside is too warm. I know a way we could have solved that. Well, I'm running out of metal. Look. That's not good. Let's not do that. It's a silly idea. We're just gonna have to push through it. These have to cool off eventually as cold ethanol pushes through the line. -26. Yeah, the ambient temperature isn't even like minus 26. Minus 30. Yeah, we're giving up heat to the environment. Because for some reason decided to build sandstone pipes. Solve that. So much of that. We want to have Mammoth and Bamini in here. Growing. Those are growing. These are all cranky. So they got... They own up with warm stuff. It's going to take a while to cool off. Arrgh. Don't think I have plumbing, do I? Empty storage, what happens to you? You just pick up a whole bunch more warm stuff, don't you? Hello, somebody? Anybody? No, you're still... Alright, well, let's do it the hard way then. You're all full of warm stuff. The only way to do that, if the only way to unairlock the system is blow half the system out, then that's what we'll have to do. Still clean up body temperature. Because the tile itself warmed up. Oh, I hate you plants, I hate you so much! So I turned my back on this stuff and every one of them died. For some frickin' reason. Some reason. I'm guessing it has something to do with the temperature of the materials used. All of a sudden everything up here was like 1 and 2 degrees Celsius, which is not at all what I want. So I had to dump a bunch. Now we're getting properly cold. Hopefully it stays that way. Yeah, we're losing a lot of temperature. A lot of temperature everywhere. Can I change you? I think that's... We're wasting temperature down here. Hey, check it out, cool. Well, that guarantees cold, doesn't it? And I've got a vacuum up there. Which you are 1,000 kilos of mercury. And those solidified because they were too... Okay. Let's do this. Stop. Put that there. So we're not bleeding heat out the top of this. Getting slightly better. But now you're all okay. Yeah, cool. Get me a mammoth. The one that's already... You're tame? You're tame. Cool. Come live over here. And then... Construct that. That. Actually, that one can stay. We're allowed to have 100 kilos, which we're never going to have. See, this might seem like we're having a problem with food. It might seem like we're out of pike apple. What we're not out of is this. Our food is almost entirely pemmican, which is not good for morale, but because it doesn't go off, give me that. Because it doesn't go off, I have to worry about any bad things happening to it. Now, if that decides it wants to play nice, we can keep a mammoth alive to poop out some phosphorite. My plan over here... Yeah, look at carbon dioxide. Over here is we're going to borrow a bunch of this heat. I would like... Give me some aluminium. I'm going to fill this in, vacuum it out. I'm going to put a basin in here in which to throw tallow to melt it into crude oil. So I can have a metal refinery that's a bit less temperamental. I'd like to make a ton of steel, because steel is really important. The problem is that my water selection is just warm enough. Every time I make steel, I wind up with a bunch of steam instead, and I have to break everything and take it apart again. You seem to be working okay. That's nice. Please, can everything behave? Wow, that's a 100-degree temperature shift. That nectar's good stuff. I like it. Hey, that should help keep a mammoth alive. Let's get some fat melting going on. This was a vacuum for a moment. And then someone brought in something and broke it. And now my... Yep. And look what? Put that back. Someone decided to break everything. Coating the liquid lock. Put that back. I don't care that you're out of cinnabar ore. You got something else. God damn. It's gonna take a while to melt. A car worth of tallow. It's gonna take a little while. However, when it does, we'll have something I can use to make. I'm gonna run through here. I make a decent amount of steel, and I gotta replace so much of everything in this base. I have so much stuff that's made out of stuff it shouldn't be. Stuff that breaks so fast. Oh, that's why we gotta save. I have to sweep so much junk. You can see it took a second there for the save. I'm only 500 cycles in on a small planet. "500 cycles in, I'm already having problems because there's just so much crap everywhere." What I should do... I'm going to clean up all this brine. I have brine and salt water and stuff everywhere. We're going to put it in here. It'll turn into water. It'll turn into steam. I got salt for days. I can do something with it because it's all a temperature that's not worth doing anything with anyway. Melt, damn you, melt. And one thing I meant to do before this all froze over, I meant to run a gas pipe through it. Because that way I could pipe like minus 30-degree air out into the base. Help deal with the heat problem. It's not so good here in the middle of the base. -9, 7, 5. A lot of places could stand to use the cold. -7. It gets up here and immediately drops. It's got to fight its way through that. I could. Actually, no, what I could do. Do I have this? This is nice and cold. It's -26. I can just circulate that around the middle of the base for a bit. That'd probably cool things off quite nicely. Melt, damn you, melt! So this geo vent wants something hot enough to melt lead. I do have a dumb idea. Right there. So in this game, lead melts at 327? Yeah, 328. Mercury doesn't vaporize till 356, so I got about a 30-degree temperature difference to play around with there. Problem, this guy here overheats at 325. Will overheat and start destroying itself as it's hitting the correct temperature. My other options are, I think, a tepidizer. You overheat at 125, but if I make you out of steel, still 325. But you cost way less than a thermal aqua tuner. Like, substantially less at that. You starch to overheat at 325. So in theory, I can demolish the... If I build... Put 2 tepidizers in here just to speed it up faster. And they only take... Ooh, wow, 960. Eek. That's a lot. But still less than an aqua tuner. I could put 2 of those. So I have to go all the way up here. That's a lot. Where your 3 across a tepidizer is 4. So in theory, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 24 tons of liquid mercury. Thankfully, I have 9 tons. It's doable. It's a terrible idea, but it's doable. As the only way I can think of to get rid of this with the materials I have on hand. Because it wants a liquid, right? Which means this thing, there's no... Damage materials. So it either wants to be encased in something, or it wants me to fire something down there that's going to come out hot enough. But I don't know what. Because right now I'm sending down 89-degree water, which is literally just the water that comes out of here. The water coming out of the turbines. And it's actually not even enough. Well, no, it's enough. Staying kind of steady. The big piping mess because I wasn't sure what I was doing. If I sent down, or you do what I want you to, polluted water evap's at 119. So if I heated 119, no, it's still not giving me 300. This almost boiling water was giving me 2 and change. Could it? Nope, Nectar evap's at 160. I still wouldn't get high enough. It's still probably wouldn't even break 300. Now, I don't know if it... I don't know if it actually wants water. It just says liquids, right? It just says liquids. Liquid inputs. Nothing says it wants water. Nothing at all. In theory, where do you... In theory, I could dump a bunch of 325-degree mercury down it and see what happens. It shouldn't blow anything up too badly, right? Right? Oh, this tower is just about to melt. The G of N is still paying off in weird stuff. A lot of salt. Rock and granite and just stuff and stuff and stuff. Definitely requires some kind of debris chiller. Mako dragging 200-degree stuff everywhere. Okay, you ready? To melt? You melted 80. Yep, melt. I want to make steel, damn it, melt. Half this episode was spent watching stuff freeze. I gotta sit here and wait for you to melt. Ah, come on, game. Finally! I have a whole... Hang on, which we got away. I have some of the most disgusting cooking oil you've ever seen. You know, no. Oh, come on, too much liquid. Don't give me that. How do I get that out of there? So I'm gonna eat all of that. Make sure, is there nothing else kicking around? Nothing. Okay, cool. So if I deconstruct that, cram another pump, well, I could tear this pump apart and put it in there. Finally have some frickin'... Of course, it's coming out at 100 and some bloody degrees. Fortunately, I did... Give it somewhere to go first. So at least now... I can make all the steel I need to do all this stuff. I didn't think I need this much steel to keep things cold. Kind of odd. Well, I'm going to fight with that. We'll hook this one up. Now that I have access to a lot of... I can just make steel as much as I need now. Oh wow, we are over. But that potential load. That means I have to replace almost all the lines in here. All this heavy watt and granted, it's not all going to turn on. Like it says potential load. I'm not sure what I would have to do to have everything come on at once. Disaster would probably strike. But between now and then, I can make a bunch of steel, I can clean this place up. That's gonna get hogged out. This place, and this is gonna stay exactly the way they are, because I have no reason to do anything with them yet. Once I go and get some sulfur, if I go to the planet to get some sulfur, if I have to, then I can make grub fruit. Grub fruit preserve. Don't need to right now, though. I'll have enough. Now that we're able to feed. How is your body temperature high? You are 50 degrees, bye. Why are you so hot? How are you? You're half naked. And it's minus 16. Are you from Minnesota? God damn. Okay. So between now and next episode, I need to get the Baminies fed properly. Get this vent running, because I'm going to need a lot more power. And then, because we're out of databanks, so I'm kind of at a loss for research. Gonna have to find a spot that I can sacrifice, probably up here along one of the side walls. Probably here. Not too far to go. There's a Bamini patty up there. 214 kilos of Bamini patty. Have to send someone into space. Get some data banks. Get some research going. I don't know how. Okay, Steve. Try not to slip too much. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do between this episode and the next one. Most of it I probably will not have done, but we'll find out then. I'll see you in the future.